In a quiet village beside a winding river, there lived a boy named Arjun. He was kind, curious, and full of dreams, but also restless. Arjun wanted to be good at everything. He wanted to paint, play music, score well in school, and impress everyone around him. But each time he tried something new, he gave up halfway. When he painted, he stopped after one bad drawing. When he studied, he closed the book after failing a test. Every failure whispered in his ear, "You're not talented enough." Soon, those whispers became his truth. One evening, after another poor result in school, Arjun sat alone near the riverbank, throwing stones into the water. Each ripple felt like a reminder of what he hadn't achieved. That's when an old potter named Raman walked by, carrying freshly made clay pots. He stopped and smiled. "Why such a long face, Arjun?" Arjun sighed. "I try, uncle. I really do. But nothing I do ever turns out right. Maybe I'm just not meant to succeed." Raman chuckled softly and said, "Then come to my workshop tomorrow morning. Let me show you something." The next morning, Arjun arrived. The workshop smelled of wet clay and effort. Raman sat at his wheel, his hands steady, shaping the clay with gentle precision. Arjun watched as the spinning wheel transformed a lump of mud into a smooth, beautiful pot. It looked effortless, almost magical. "How do you do that so easily?" Arjun asked. Raman smiled. "Easily? You should have seen my first pot. It collapsed before it even stood." He pointed to a dusty shelf filled with cracked, uneven, broken pots. "These," he said, "are my teachers." Arjun looked puzzled. "You mean your failed pots?" "Yes," Raman said calmly. "Every broken pot taught me something the perfect ones never could." Raman invited Arjun to try. He placed a ball of clay on the wheel and said, "Here's your first lesson, patience." As the wheel spun, Arjun pressed too hard. The clay wobbled and fell apart. Raman didn't scold him, he just said, "Again." They tried again and again. Each time the pot fell, Raman would repeat one word, "Again." By the fifth attempt, Arjun's hands were covered in clay, and his patience was wearing thin. He muttered, "It's useless, I can't do it." Raman stopped the wheel. He handed Arjun a small cup of water. "Look at this water," he said. "You can't grab it tightly or it slips away, but if you hold it gently, it stays. Success is the same. The more you force it, the more it escapes." They began again, slower this time. Arjun relaxed, breathing with the rhythm of the spinning wheel. This time the clay started to rise, uneven but standing. His eyes widened. "I did it," he said. Raman smiled. "You didn't just make a pot, Arjun. You made patience." He continued, "Second lesson, small steps. You can't shape the clay all at once. You shape it slowly, layer by layer, just like learning, just like life." Days passed. Arjun began visiting the workshop every afternoon after school. Some days he made progress, other days he made a mess, but he kept showing up. As the weeks turned into months, something changed in him. His hands became steadier, his thoughts quieter. He began applying the same patience to everything, to studies, to art, to life. One evening, while shaping a pot, Raman asked, "Do you know the third lesson?" Arjun shook his head. "The clay only takes shape when it stays centered on the wheel. If it drifts too far to one side, it breaks apart. Life is no different. If your mind stays centered, not on fear, not on comparison, you can handle any spin life puts you through." Those words stuck with Arjun. Stay centered. Years passed. Arjun grew up and moved to the city to study design. There he faced competition, failure, and long nights of self-doubt. But every time he felt lost, he remembered Raman's workshop, the sound of the spinning wheel, the feeling of clay between his fingers, and that simple truth: patience, small steps, stay centered. Slowly, his designs began to get noticed. One day, his pottery-inspired art was selected for a national exhibition. As he stood in the gallery, surrounded by his creations, a young student approached and asked, "Sir, how did you learn to make such perfect shapes?" Arjun smiled. "By making hundreds of imperfect ones." A few weeks later, Arjun returned to his village. He found Raman sitting in the same workshop, now older, his hands still covered in clay. Arjun touched his feet and said, "Guruji, I won an award for my designs, but everything I know started here, with you." Raman smiled softly. "Then my pots have traveled far." He looked at Arjun and said, "Never forget the fourth lesson. Keep your hands dirty. Only those who are willing to fail, to get messy, to learn, truly grow." Arjun nodded, eyes glistening. He helped his teacher finish a new pot, their hands moving together, shaping clay, shaping memories. As the sun set behind the hills, Raman handed Arjun one last gift, a small, imperfect pot. "The last lesson," he said, "is that nothing has to be perfect to be beautiful. Progress itself is the masterpiece." Arjun held the pot close, realizing it was far more valuable than any trophy. It was a symbol of his journey, from frustration to focus, from self-doubt to self-belief. We often think success comes from talent or luck, but more often it comes from patience, small consistent effort, and the courage to keep going when results are invisible. Arjun didn't find success in a single moment. He built it, spin by spin, day by day, habit by habit. So if you're struggling, remember the potter's wheel. Stay centered, take small steps, be patient, because what you shape with persistence today will one day shape you. If this story inspired you, don't let it end here. Start your wheel, your journey had today. Like, share, and subscribe for more motivational stories in English that remind you, perfection isn't the goal, progress is.